Hey everybody, it's low carb and keto nutritionist Amy Berger from 2itnutrition.com talking once again about doing keto without the crazy. Now, if you've watched my channel for any length of time, you may have come to know that when you see me in an outfit like this, it probably means that I just came back from one of my very long walks in the blistering North Carolina heat. It is Sunday, September 29th today, and it is about 94 degrees. I thought it's supposed to be autumn soon. I don't know, but it is hot as heck out. But as always, I'm crazy and I bundle up in like 3 layers of shirts because I don't know, sweating is supposed to be good for you or something. I don't mind sweating when I'm intending to sweat. I mind sweating when I'm standing outside doing nothing and I'm dripping with sweat. Anyway, that is neither here nor there. The point is, when you see me in my little walking workout outfit, no makeup, my hair not done, you can kind of assume that this is going to be one of those stream of consciousness type videos, and that's exactly what this is. And like I said in the previous one I did where I kind of looked like this, I said something to the effect of the reason I get in the mood to do these types of videos after I walk is because walking makes me feel really good mentally and especially emotionally. Physically too, but really my walks, they're not a power walk. I don't consider them a workout. I don't really even consider it exercise. It's really more for my emotional health. And really, like I've mentioned before, I'm a writer. I work from home. If I don't make a point to get up and walk and do something, I could actually sit all day long, right? I live in an apartment. I don't even have stairs. So, you know, except for when I go out to get my mail, I don't even have a flight of stairs to walk up. So feeling good. And here's why I want to talk to you when I'm feeling this way. Where do I start? If there's someone in your life who is dabbling in keto or low carb, particularly if they have a condition, I hesitate to say medical condition because I'm not a doctor, I'm a nutritionist, but if they're dealing with a situation, let's say, that you know and I know and everybody knows responds really, really beautiful to keto, whether they have obesity, whether they are just trying to lose a bunch of weight, but maybe they don't have obesity or morbid obesity, maybe they have type 2 diabetes, maybe they have hypertension, metabolic syndrome, PCOS, gout, enlarged prostate, acne, you name it. All the stuff I've said in previous videos are connected to chronically high insulin or blood sugar. Or things like anxiety, depression, whatever, you know, mental and emotional things, you know, could respond really well to keto. But they're kind of doing it. Sometimes they do it, sometimes they don't. They don't really understand how to do it, or for whatever reason, maybe they're getting information from all those other crazy people on the internet and they're overwhelmed. They don't know what to do. They go to the bookstore and they see all these keto books, some of which are 300 or 400 pages. They're this thick. They've got recipes that have 40 ingredients. There's coconut oil, there's coconut flour, almond flour, erythritol, oat fiber, oh my God, pea protein. If there's someone in your life that you think could really, really be helped by a low carbohydrate way of eating, whether that's strict keto, whether it's low carb, whether it's even a lowish carb paleo approach, and they don't know what the heck to do, they are at the end of their rope, they're discouraged, they're confused, they're tired, they're frustrated, they're disappointed, please send them this link. Please have them watch this video because I want to talk to those people right now. Maybe you are one of those people. If you are, there's a video, I think it's the first video I did, so look back in my old videos, go way back. I think it's called something like, Who Am I and Why Did I Start This Channel? The point is, most people who write to me, most people who find me online or who send me an email about being a potential client are what we call the worried well. Meaning these people are already quite healthy, they're fit, they're already at the weight they're happy with. These people are at like the 98th percentile of health and wellness and fitness, and they want to get to 112%. And that's great. There's no reason people shouldn't constantly strive to improve. But I find it very, very difficult to work with those people. Very difficult. Their personality types are very, very different from mine. It's not that I can't work with them, it's just very difficult. And sometimes I'm honestly not the best person to help that type of person, and I refer out to people that I know are much better suited to help that kind of achiever. Not that achiever is the wrong word, we're all achievers, but you know what I mean, that type of mindset, somebody who's wired that way. Rather than bringing somebody from 98% to 112%, what I love to do and what I find so satisfying and so rewarding and so helpful, hopefully to you, is to bring somebody from 0 to 40 or from 10 to 60, whatever it is. So if you are watching this and you are at the end of your rope, you don't know what the heck to do anymore. Maybe you know you should, big S, should do keto, or you know that your situation, whatever it may be, would respond to carbohydrate restriction. Maybe you even tried it in the past. Maybe 20 or 30 years ago you did the Atkins diet. It worked great, but for some reason you didn't stay with it. Maybe you dip your toes in keto now. You're on 1 week, you're off the next week. If you're looking for help, if you are looking for someone to walk you through this and to help you uncomplicate it, to help you simplify it, I'm your girl. And you can watch many of my other videos to see how I normally look in real clothes with my hair done and makeup on. Like, I don't normally look like this. I maybe don't look, my true body shape is hiding in all these layers of shirts. So I'm not necessarily representing my physical self the best way right now, but I wanted to do this video real, raw, unscripted, no makeup, no notes. I usually read off notes sometimes in my videos because I want you to see that I am a real person. There's no fooling you. There's no gimmicks here. There's no Photoshop. There's no special lighting. As you can tell, this is a low budget operation here. There's no camera tricks to make me look better than I really look. And I eat this way in my real life. I've made a career out of educating other people and helping other people and putting information out about this way of eating. This way of eating being carbohydrate restriction, whether again that is super strict keto, whether it's just low carb, whether it's Atkins, whether it's lowish carb paleo, Weston A. Price. And that's kind of become my mission. When I was brand new to this as a professional, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I wanted to be all things to all people. When you come out of nutrition school, you kind of want to help everybody. You want to help the autoimmune cases. You want to help the obese people. You want to help the diabetics. You want to help the kids with ADD. You want to help everybody. And you come to learn fairly quickly that that's simply not possible. You have to really pick an area of focus or specialty or expertise, and that's fine, because all the other areas that you don't have expertise in, you are going to have colleagues, you're going to have friends, you're going to have coworkers, you're going to have acquaintances, networks of people that do specialize in that stuff. For example, I do not specialize in keto or low carb for athletes. If I get someone who's a triathlete, a marathoner, I'm so grateful that they found me. I'm grateful that they want my help, but I say, this is not my specialty. So-and-so can help you a lot better. Contact them. And we're all happy to give each other the referrals. That's how this works. But anyway, the point is, I'm a real person. I don't mess around. I don't kid around. I don't hide. You can look at all my other videos. I'm not a food saint. I won't expect you to be a saint. I'm going to show you my tongue right now. You may have noticed my mouth looks a little funny. I just drank one of my favorite sugar-free drink mixes because I just came back from my walk in the 94-degree heat and I sweat a ton. So I replaced with some water and some salt and stuff like that. It's still blue because there was some, coloring, some artificial coloring in the drink mix. Oh my God, what? This nutritionist is telling us that she drank something with artificial colors. Oh my God. Yeah, because guess what? I'm real. I don't expect you to be a saint. I'm not a saint. I'm not a zealot. Things work. Things work. And I'm just not one of those people who's going to tell you you can't ever have artificial sweetener in your coffee, or you can't drink a sugar-free drink mix, or you can't have a diet soda, because most people can. There may be a very small portion of the population that is sensitive to some of these compounds, some of these chemicals, whatever. Many of us aren't. Many of us can have them, and they help us stay low carb or keto long term and get and maintain the results we want. And so if you have been thinking that you need help or you would like help with this way of eating, but you've been afraid to contact a nutritionist, you've been hesitating to reach out to someone because you think you're going to find some 21-year-old girl who's never had a lick of fat on her in her entire life. She's been a size 4 since day 1, doesn't know what it's like at all to have to shop at the plus size store. I'm not that person. I found low carb myself because I was heavier. I found it a little later in life. I mean, I was in my mid-20s when I discovered low carb, but I didn't become a professional nutritionist until around my mid-30s. I'm a career changer, so I haven't been doing this my whole life. I've learned the hard way through, I've done the cabbage soup diet, I've done marathons, I've kind of starved myself, like I've done it all. And so I'm no stranger to the struggle. If you've been hesitating to contact a nutritionist because you think, especially if you're a man, if you're a dude and you have not wanted to talk to a nutritionist because you think she's going to tell you you have to give up your red meat, you've got to give up your bacon, and you've got to give up your evening scotch, and you've got to give up whatever, your poker night with the guys where you're having wings and God knows what. Guess what? No, you don't have to give up any of those things. You can have all of that. You just have to do things intelligently. You can still have your bacon cheeseburger, your greasy bacon cheeseburger. You just can't have the bun or the fries. You can have your fatty ribeye steak. You can't have the potato. You know, and wings, you can get naked wings. Skip the breading. No big deal. I'm not a purist. When I was trying to come up with names for myself, the Two It Nutrition is, I wish I had chosen something else. If you want to know why I'm called Two It Nutrition, T-U-I-T, go to my website, twoitnutrition.com. There's a tab that says Why To It, and it explains where this name comes from. If I could go back and do it again, I would call myself the anti-nutritionist. The anti-nutritionist, because what nutritionist tells you that it is okay to eat bacon, it's okay to eat red meat, it's okay to have heavy cream in your coffee, you know, and yeah, it is okay to drink diet soda. So I know this is heresy, but you know, the food purists, look at my previous videos. The food police can go take a hike. I'm not the food police. You don't need food police. Maybe you just need someone to help you sift through the craziness that keto has become, to sift through the absolute overwhelming avalanche of information there is out there. And I've said this in many previous videos. I don't envy you if you're new to this, or if you're not new, if you haven't even started, because it seems so expensive and complicated and confusing and difficult. I don't blame you and I don't envy you. None of this craziness and commotion existed when I was new to this many years ago. So my goal, when I kind of came up with that tagline, keto without the crazy, it happened naturally. I just said it one day in a video and I was like, oh, that's so good. I'm going to keep that. Because keto isn't crazy. Keto, we've made it crazy, but it's not crazy. And my niche, I think I've discovered my niche, is to cut through the craziness and make it clear, make it simple. No, you don't have to buy all organic food. No, your meat doesn't have to be all grass-fed. If you can afford that and those types of environmental and agricultural labor issues are important to you, by all means do it. Buy the best food you can. But you will also have perfectly good results on a carbohydrate restricted way of eating, getting your meat, getting your produce, getting your food at the regular store. I showed in one of my previous videos, I was drinking a gas station coffee. Not a purist. My coffee doesn't have to be mold-free, mycotoxin-free, shade-grown, blah, blah, blah. You know, again, all that stuff is great, but every now and then I'm going to stop at the gas station to get a coffee. And you know, I know I just made a joke about you can have the burger, you can't have the fries. Here's a little confession too. Nutritionist, low carb keto nutritionist. I had some French fries twice this weekend. I was away at a conference and I went out for dinner a couple times and I got the bunless burger just because the bread doesn't do much for me. If I'm gonna have some starch, if I'm gonna indulge in some starch, I'd rather have the fries. So I had some fries, didn't finish it all. It was actually a pretty small portion anyway, and I didn't finish, like I had some, I enjoyed it, and then I said, you know, waitress, please take these away before I eat the whole thing. Here's the point. Not a purist. You don't have to be in deep ketosis all the time to reap the benefits of a lowish carb way of eating. For the amount of French fries that I did eat both times, my diet for the day, still pretty darn low carb. The amount of starch I probably got, probably not even 40 grams of carbs, if that. And that's being generous. Let's be really liberal and say it was 50 grams. If that's all the carbs I had for the whole day, except for some cream in my coffee, which has, you know, a little bit of a small amount of carbs, that's still a low carb diet. So I have no qualms about doing that every now and then. And I even kind of had to remind myself, Amy, look at the 50,000 foot view here. Because some of us, when we cheat, indulge, I don't like any of these words, but whatever you call it, when we choose to have something starchy or sugary, we get so worried, right? Oh, what's this doing to my blood sugar? Oh my God, what is this doing to my insulin? Do I have to fast tomorrow to work this off? Should I do a hard workout tomorrow morning to deplete the glycogen? Oh my God. And I used to do that. Years ago, I did do that to myself, those thought processes. And now I don't do that because again, it wasn't that much carbohydrate. And now granted, I don't have epilepsy, I'm not diabetic, I don't have like a medical situation where maybe I really do need to be super strict all the time. I think many of us have a lot more wiggle room than we think we do. Physically, mentally, we put ourselves in these boxes. Physically, our bodies would be fine with a little bit of starch now and then. And that's the thing. I said, A, it wasn't that much starch to begin with. Here's the B. B, 50,000 foot view is, okay, I had these fries with dinner, but it's the first time I've had French fries in a year, maybe more than a year. You know, not the first time I've had starch. I'm very clear with you. I'm not a zealot. I'm not a saint. But, you know, first time I've had French fries in a really long time. They were really delicious. I enjoyed them. Didn't eat a ton of them. And in the grand scheme of my diet, I know you do this because I do this, and I'm just guessing that you do it too. We tell ourselves, you know, again, that mental freak out. There's all that starch in my system, all that glucose. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Or you can say, 98% of the time I eat really low carb. And every now and then I have these fries and they're delicious. I enjoy the hell out of them. And the next day I move on with my life. I think that's the way to do this. We compare ourselves to some arbitrary, non-existent level of perfection, some sort of anointed diet where you never, ever, ever, ever have a single molecule of glucose enter your mouth. I refuse to beat myself up. I refuse to feel the least bit guilty over 2 small portions of French fries when the vast majority of the time, the vast majority of the day, week, month, year, decade, I'm really low carb. So if you are looking for a nutritionist who doesn't expect you to be perfect, who's not perfect herself, but who understands low carb, who can help you sort through it, and who wants to help you, who wants to help you the way my mother never got help. I'm going to put links to a blog post that I wrote about my mother. She is no longer with us, you know, may she rest in peace. And she was overweight. And the way that she was treated by doctors, I won't even get into it. The point is there's a great deal of bias against heavy people in the healthcare system. And I've been heavy myself. Most of my family was, or has been heavy. And there's no stigma here. There's no judging. There's no shaming. There's zero moral. This isn't an eat less, move more thing. If you want a nutritionist to help you feel better physically, mentally, emotionally, energetically, what have you, and you don't want to have to track your food, you don't want to put your food in an app, you don't want a spreadsheet every time you sit down to a meal, you don't want to worry about the math and the numbers, and you don't want to have to order all your food online from a specialty store and go broke, I'm your person. I'm your girl. And if, again, just to repeat myself, if you are frustrated and pissed off and annoyed and disappointed and aggravated and tired and at the end of your rope and tired of fighting Tired of fighting your doctor, your previous nutritionist, if you ever had one, your dietitian, your nurse practitioner. Tired of fighting yourself. Tired of fighting your own body. Tired of feeling like there's something about you that's broken. Tired of feeling like everyone else's body works right and there's something wrong about yours. If you are ready to come back to life, if you are ready to wake up physically and emotionally and mentally and cognitively, if you're ready to feel better, if you're ready to get out of the rut that you're in, the groove. My friend Rob Wolf had the greatest line: the difference between a groove, a rut, and the grave is depth and duration. That is a line that has stayed with me. I probably heard about 4 years ago, and I think about that very often. If you are in a groove and you don't want it to become a rut, and you don't want it to become a grave, and you're looking for help, then please write to me. Email me, nutrition@gmail.com. I'll link to my website here. There's a tab that says work with me, so you can see about setting up a consultation. I guess that's it for now. And this isn't how I wanted this video to go. It never is, but I'm not going to re-record. We're at 21 minutes. I don't want to do this again from scratch. I feel like the people that seek me out, the people that seek any nutrition or health professional out, are the people that need us the least. These are the people that are not diabetic, but they're measuring their blood sugar 6 times a day. They're wearing a continuous glucose monitor. They're doing cold showers. They're in the sauna. They're walking barefoot. They're doing this. They've got it down, and they want even more help. And it's like, it makes me edgy. It makes me jumpy, prickly, just to even think about that, because it's so difficult to help those people fill those final few gaps when the truth is they really don't have any gaps. I would so much rather dedicate my time, dedicate my knowledge, dedicate my ability to help to whatever extent to someone like you, someone like your family member, whoever may be watching, who is really down, who really feels awful. If you know that there's more to life, if you know that you are watching from the other side of the window while everybody else is outside living life and you're kind of boxed in and you don't want to be, if you want to open that window and let the air in and then walk out the door and be one of those people, and something is holding you back, maybe a lot of excess weight is holding you back, maybe your joints hurt, you're tired, you're fatigued, maybe your skin is in such bad condition that it's affecting your self-esteem and you don't want to go out, maybe you have depression and you don't want to go out, because I know how depression feels and you don't want to go out. Again, joint pain unrelated to weight, all kinds of other stuff, fatigue, maybe you just don't have the energy to go out. You would love to go out and participate in life, but you're so tired all the time. Please write to me. If you want to do a ketogenic or low carb diet and you have been intimidated by the nuttiness and the overwhelming stuff that you see out there, please come to me, because you are the person that I would like to help. That's it. I'm going to shut up. I'm a real person. Again, if you want to see how I normally look, watch another video. You can see me in some pretty shirt, makeup, hair done. But this is me. This is real. I don't hide anything. I never lie to my clients. I'm always honest about my own diet. Yeah, I drank something with coloring in it, and I use artificial sweeteners and blah, blah, blah. I will see you next time. Thank you for watching. Again, nutrition.com is my website. And you can meet me also on nutrition.com. There's a tab that says Meet Me in Person. Coming up Saturday, October 12th, I will be in Raleigh, North Carolina. We're having a big event where lots of other keto and low carb people will be there. Dr. Eric Westman will be there. Cardiologist Eric Thorne will be there. Jackie Eberstein, who was Dr. Atkins' right-hand woman for 30 years, will be there. Lots of other cool people. Low Carb Houston. I'll have links to all this down here too. Do look at the show notes that I put. Well, it's not really show notes. This isn't a podcast. The notes for the video notes, I guess. Low Carb Houston, October 24th-ish, 25th. But check the website, Low Carb Houston. I'll be speaking. Tons and tons of really, really top-notch, creme de la creme low carb people will be there. And that's it. If you are struggling, if you're freaking tired of everybody making keto sound complicated and expensive and difficult and math oriented, it's not. I'm here for you, and I will see you next time.